Hello everyone, my name's Kitetsu and welcome back to my channel. So in this video we are going to be checking out what is in the army set for the Lumineth Realm-Lords. Now, like I said yesterday when they told us this article was coming, we kind of knew most of the stuff that was going to be in this box. I mean, this picture here has been around for literally months now, so I'm going to try and make this video relatively concise. But that being said, the article was not totally a waste of time. There are some snippets of information that I was not expecting to see here, so thanks Games Workshop for at least giving me something new to talk about. Now, first of all, we've got the book, we know all about that. They were talking about the fact it is the full unabridged version, and I'm not sure why they even bothered to say that it's unabridged. I mean, were we expecting them to cut pages out of this? That would make me personally pretty annoyed if I went out and bought this beautiful limited edition box set and they didn't even give me all the pages of the book. But, I mean, I guess if you were worried about that, there's your answer. Now, this double spread they show us from in the book, initially I kind of glossed over it, and then I realised that although we can't really read any of this particularly well, this is actually our first look, I do believe, at a map of Haish, the Realm of Light, so that's pretty exciting. As of the core rulebook for 2nd edition, I believe there's only a map of Akshi, the Realm of Fire, Gairan, the Realm of Life, Shaish, the Realm of Death, and I think there's also a map of the Realm of Metal. So I would say that from a lore perspective, this book is going to be incredibly exciting. You know, we're essentially adding loads of information about an entire new realm to the storyline, and we haven't really found out that much about Tyrion and Teclis so far in the storyline, so I'm hoping that there's going to be loads and loads of interesting things for us to sink our teeth into there. So hopefully they've got the lore covered. What about the kits? Now, they keep going on about it being fully customizable for the Wardens and the Dawn Riders, and I mentioned this in my video yesterday, which led loads of people to get excited and say, are these going to be sort of dual build kits? Are we going to be able to give them the bows? And I was sitting there thinking, this is really unlikely, but now we actually have pictures of the sprues, so we know pretty much exactly what we can do with these kits. Now, the first thing I would have to say is when they say they are fully customizable kits, I would say that I would reword that to say they are not monopose kits. They can be posed, they can be built the way you want them to build. There are options for you to customize, but that's something I'm a little bit disappointed about. I would say that the customization options are actually quite limited in this set. So they're saying options for personalizing and equipping your troops, interchangeable heads, gear options, accessories, optional unit champions. So looking at sprues is not the most fun thing in the world for a lot of people, but really quickly, these are the two sprues they've shown for the Spearmen. I'm guessing you're going to get 2 lots of this sprue here. Either that, or maybe there is a 3rd sprue and therefore there's going to be a lot more customization here. But assuming we do get 2 of this sprue here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of the spears. Double that, you'd have 8. There would be your 9th one here. And then here's your extra options for the unit champion. So if you do get 2 of these sprues, that means 9 of them are going to be holding the spears. The 10th guy has to be built as a champion holding the sword. If you're wondering what some of these bits are here, that's the scenery the champion's standing on. There's his unique helmet. There's the lantern he's holding. That's his unique kind of standard shield thing. And there's even like a tuft of grass that kind of sits behind him. So the only real bit of customization I can see here is that there is a scepter. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked at it that closely, and from where I'm sitting, I'm quite far away from my screen. I'm not sure if that's an option to replace the sword for the unit champion or whether it's to replace the lantern. But aside from having different shields that you can interchange and obviously some different heads to exchange, I'm not really sure that there is that much customization. Now, whilst we are here, if I zoom in really quickly on one of these spears, I do take issue with them deciding to put weakness points on the shafts of weapons like this. I've talked about it in the past. It seems like adding detail for the sake of detail. There's no need for that to be there. There's no need for that to be there. Someone once complained that having these thin weapons is more realistic, and I would agree, but this is a tabletop game. People want to use these models in games. They want to transport them to their mate's house to play these things. So there's no point to make them needlessly fragile. At first, I thought it was kind of the notch that would fit into the shield. But if you look closely, it looks like those weak points are beyond the shield. So yeah, that's that. I mean, I would have quite liked to have seen 10 swords, so you could equip them all with swords. That would have made for an interesting way to basically combine 2 different units in one box. But obviously they didn't go down that route. Now the horse sprues, I've put them all together here. I believe that these are all 3 of the sprues that you are going to get for the horses. So I don't believe there's going to be anything else to see. And again, the options are fairly limited, I would say. It looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half spears that have an arm attached. The reason I say a half is because it looks like you can choose whether you want the standard bearer or if you want to attach the normal spearhead. Then you've got an extra spear that's going to go on the back of the champion, and then you've got this really cool looking sword here, and you've got a cool looking sword there. So it looks like this is the customization option. You can give all 5 of them spears. You can replace the champion's spear with a sword, of which you have an option of 2. I don't believe they're intending for you to equip 2 of the horses with their swords, but I'm guessing that's something you could do as well. And you also have a choice whether you want one of those spearmen to have the standard or just a standard spear. Other than that, I can't see that much customization here at all. You even only get 5 shields, which I think you get more than that with the Spearmen. So yeah, some of you may be a little bit disappointed by that. I think at the end of the day, at least they're not mono-pose kits. You can build them the way you want. You will be able to pose them the way you want, and all of the parts will be interchangeable. You also have the sprue for the Light of Eltharion, but there's not really much to say there. But other than that, there are a few little extra bits of information in the article. It says that you have the makings of a nifty 1,000 point army. Now that to me again is a very strange thing to say. Why not just tell me approximately how many points I have in this box? You know, this could be the makings of a nifty 2,000 point army. It kind of just seems a bit strange. But yeah, it also reminds us that White Dwarf 454 is going to have Lumineth Realm-Lord rules for Warcry. I must admit I had missed this article on the 6th of May, but that is coming out in the last week of June. Custom accessories and counters, we've seen those to death. We get our first look at the rules for the battle line units. First of all, the spears are going to have a 3-inch range, and that's not surprising because have you seen how insanely long these things are? At first, when I was looking at these, I thought they were the cavalry spears, but they're not. These are the ones for the spearmen. Next thing they tell us is that both the cavalry and the spearmen are battle line choices. So again, something we didn't know up until this point. And then they finish things off by saying that again it's going to be strictly limited in quantity. So, you know, encouraging the whole eBay culture of people buying 3 boxes and then selling them insanely expensive online whilst other people are desperately trying to get a copy and they've all gone. Hopefully that won't be the case here, and they might have learnt from the Sisters of Battle and kind of maybe made a bit more stock. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this set. I think it's an exciting way to launch an army. As for price, again, I'm still sticking with the idea that I think it's going to be around the £125 mark. It looks like you've got a start collecting box in there, then they've added the extra book in and the accessories and stuff. I would be disappointed if it's going to be more than that, but I guess Saturday we'll see. The only other thing they say is that there's going to be more previews coming up from tomorrow onwards. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video here. The last thing I'm going to mention is that the results are in for the Golden Hammer Award for this year. I finally have my first, second and third place. So as soon as I can work out how to show all of those entries and make a video on that, I will do so. Those kind of videos take a little bit more time, so bear with me on that. But wow, the entries were insanely good and it was so hard for me to narrow things down to my top 3. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys really soon with another video.